Well, hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Wow, what a beautiful day to be alive. I'm sitting up here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Sun is out, sky is blue, not a chemtrail in the sky. Surrounded by trees, sitting on a mountaintop. It's a beautiful thing. Now, wow. I'm going to tell you right up front, and I may repeat myself. I'm sitting in the sunshine on a mountaintop. I can't even see my screen. So if you're making comments and you're coming in, thank you. I appreciate that. Love you dearly. But I cannot see my screen. I can't even see who's coming in because I just want to sit here in the sunshine. It's been quite an experience. I've had so many elements that I guess were just, they were laid out for me in order to look at me, understand me, test me, see what I'm made of, see what I'm capable of, how much I can endure. I don't know. But it's been quite a ride for weeks and weeks. And I'm still here. And it's a beautiful day to be alive. I'm so excited. Yeah, and I hit the road, and wow, man, the road was I ended up taking a northern route. I don't know why. It was weird. I chose to go 70 instead of drop down out of St. Louis and go 64. St. Louis. Don't want to offend anybody. But I added an extra 458 miles and 5 half hour or some shit to my trip. Why? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. It just happened that way. And it's all good. You know, it's all good. I went and spent the evening in Roanoke. And last night I spent the night here, which is where I'm going to be hanging for a week plus with Nancy in Floyd. Now, if you don't know Floyd, I don't know Floyd. I haven't been to Floyd yet. But Floyd apparently is quite a festive landmark. Artisan colony, bluegrass festivals, organic growers, whole gamut. And like I said, I'm sitting here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The reason I'm sitting here, because if I didn't come up here and sit on the top of the hill, I wouldn't be doing this right now. If I go down the hill, and I said to Nancy this morning, so are we in a holler? And she, no, this is a saddle. And she actually, showed me physical positions of what a saddle looks like. And apparently it comes from some kind of Mexican terminology. I don't know. But we're not in the holler, we're in the saddle. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool property. There's 80 some acres here. It's mostly, it's all really all woods. It's all very mountainous. It's Blue Ridge Mountains. There's a few areas of she's got a cabin that was built, I don't know, I guess 35 or 40 years ago, and it's been upgraded, and it's beautiful in there, but it was originally like a hunter's cabin. That's what it was for. So they'd come here to do whatever they're killing, whatever they're doing. I don't know. Not my wheelhouse, but there's a river down below. There's platform out there. That they've done a lot of clearings, a lot of sunshine, a lot of stuff. And this is a beautiful location. And talk about remote. This is remote. If you've never been to remote, this is a remote. So I'm here for a few reasons. One is because I just love my friend Nancy. She's the bomb. She really is the shit. And she's a hardworking, industrious human being. You know, she has property here. She has property in Roanoke. She has commercial property. And she's just a busy bee, hardworking girl. And she just, she's thoughtful. She's conscientious. She is considerate. And she's comical. That's what I love about her, man. We can have a laugh. Big time. So we're here planning a retreat, okay? And I put a couple of feelers out there. I've dropped that little notation with a few different videos I've done, letting people know it's something in my mindset, something I've been actually looking at and planning on for quite some time. And so now I'm bringing it forward. I'm putting it into motion. And I intend to create a concept, an idea, a template or whatever, just to see if it's a something that's worthy, duplicatable, repeatable, or whatever. We're going to find out. I've done a lot of seminar. I've done a lot of teaching. I've done a lot of training. I've had a lot of life experience in this. And, you know, I don't have a big agenda. Now, I used to have a big agenda. I used to do a lot of multi-level marketing, so, you know, I'd glad hand people. The reason I gave them a business card is so that I could hook them up and look them up and enroll them. You know, some of it was a little more you know, sleight of hand, slide it under the carpet, you know, posture and disclosure, never tell them up front what was happening. It's all that kind of stuff. So I skilled myself in these ideas, but that's not who I am anymore. It's not what I do. You know, I reach out to people just because I love people. I'm not attempting to convince you or sell you anything. You're going to do what you do no matter what I do. You know, I can lead you to knowledge, but I can't make you think. Whatever you're up against, whatever you're up to, whatever is happening for you, that's up to you, not up to me. But, you know, I've been in a number of rodeos. I've ridden in a lot of circuses and carnivals, and, you know, I have few clues. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have really anything figured out. I just know that I'm willing to keep processing, 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 and processing. So what would be the point of having a retreat with no agenda? It's a good question. I'm looking at that and what would be the value, the purpose, and the point, quite frankly. I think we're all here for healing. I don't think there's anybody that is not here to heal. And I really do trust we're all wounded. Everybody. Why, how, when, where, who, that's all moot. Just is. But I think that people are working on healing some really deep-rooted wounds. They don't always know what the wounds are, how they came about. I'm actually in conversation. I started a deep conversation. It's going to be my guest coming up after Monica Shoot. 8th of May. His name is Jeffrey Schofield. Now, this is an interesting person. This person has ridden a lot of crazy ponies, man. This guy's been through some serious circuses. You know, starting with an upbringing of Mormonism and having to eventually walk away from that. Well, and he put it, so I don't have to put words in his mouth, it is a cult. And he had to let go because he was denounced by his wife, his children, his grandchildren, his family, extended family. He was completely on his own. You know, he's gone through 7 years of college. He's a chiropractor. He does some really deep, deep work on learning where the damage happened in the child within. Pretty powerful. So, how did we find each other? You know, it's just a vibrational energy. Guests find me, I find guests, whatever. You know, there's no ego attached. We're all here to train each other in how to learn to live a better life, find the cure to our own ailments. P is certainly an accelerant. If you haven't figured out P yet, it's about time you figure P out, because P is an awesome accelerant. It is the fastest healer I ever known. So I do it, it works for me. So let's get back. Why am I doing a seminar? Why would I do a retreat? Well, I don't know, I was inspired. Something appeared to me that I thought, you know, it's been really since, I guess, about the 90s. It was about the last time I did an actual presentation, and I was doing presentations on the Mayan calendar of all things. So I just felt it might be time. You know, I was very patient about setting up the High Vibe Tribe. I just waited because I didn't think I needed to push any envelopes. I wasn't looking to sell anything. I wasn't looking to market anything. I wasn't looking to monetize anything. None of these things were in my conscious stream, and they still are not in my conscious stream. Before the money and the material and the marketing and all that shit, and I'm good at this, believe me, I know how to do this. It's about the healing. This is what we're here for. We're about healing. We're all in this together. Everybody. This is what we're here to experience, explore, endure, and expand upon how we can actually heal. Now, I'm convinced that everybody's a wounded child. I just am. Maybe that's preposterous. You know, maybe that's pretentious. But some people have better smoke screens, they have better costumes, they have better masquerades, they have, better purpose, that protects their inner child. I don't know. But I'm convinced that if we talk about these things, we bring them to the surface, we might expedite the healing process. We might possibly get over ourselves, get out of our way, awaken to a higher, greater concept of well-being and sensibility. I don't know. But I'm willing to explore it. I'm willing to discover it. I'm willing to participate in it and share the experience. So this is what I'm looking at. Now, how can we do this? Well, first, we're creating a space, and that's why I'm here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We're creating a space. And Nancy has offered it, and it's awesome. This is some amazing place right here. Big time. And, unless you're in the right network, you're not going to get your cell service. That ain't going to happen. I think that's a good thing. That's why I'm sitting up here on the hill. I can't communicate unless I come up here because I won't get a signal down in the saddle. That's kind of cool. So, how can we make this work? How can we make this happen? Well, we're going to find out. I hear a car coming. Somebody is heading down the driveway. How you doing? Well, hi, good morning. How you doing? Yeah, you're all with Nancy, right? Your daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter. Deanna. How do you do? I'm Cayce. Yeah, and I'm doing a live show as we speak, so you just become a part of a live show that is being watched all over the place. Yeah, thank you. And, when I'm done, I'll be coming down the hill. And I can't get a signal down there. So I'm sitting up here, enjoying the Blue Ridge Mountains and discussing life and being present and accountable. I don't know. Having fun anyway. Yeah, no, I'll be down. When I'm done, I'll be coming down the hill. I know she's looking forward to seeing granddaughter. Yeah. All right. Nice meeting y'all. Cool. There they are. Her family. And so this is a really cool place for this idea. Let's get back to why I even consider doing a retreat. It's to, number one, I think I'm going to put on the top end why to do a retreat, a celebration. I think that is first and foremost the most important aspect, is that we want to celebrate. Celebrate the experience, the joy, the communion. That, I think, is really a massive criteria. We're going to break bread. We're going to share experience. Because Nancy is an organic farmer. Awesome what she's doing down there. And she also is in a co-op in her community here in Floyd. So we're going to have massive, beautiful, fresh, organic food. So we're going to share a couple of meals. Now, I'm a 1 meal a day guy for the most part, but some people have different requirements. So one of the things that we'll do for participants, we'll put out a morning little buffet, for those who need to eat in the morning. Some fruit and muffins, this, that, and the other, whatever. Some nuts and cereal, I don't know. We'll just, something so that people, if they have to have that, it'll be available. Coffee, tea, all that. Then we'll do a light lunch, probably a salad and fresh fruit and all that. And then we'll do a dinner. We'll have grain, meat, rice and beans, quinoa, I don't know, whatever. It will be vegan. We're not going to be doing meat. That will be a part of it. Why? Well, just because of choice. That's going to be choice. It will be 3 days. It'll start on Friday. It'll run through Saturday and Sunday. People are welcome to stay over on Sunday night as well. And depart. There's limited parking. It's a steep slope down into the saddle. So we may be coordinating different shuttles just to get people down and get them back up. It will be about camping. That part is clear. So people can bring their tents, this, that, whatever. There's going to be a 26-foot teepee set up. It's really remarkable. This is remote. And my original thought was that I was thinking it might be qualified for 20 people, but that was before I got here. Then when I got here, I was thinking, maybe 15, but I had a dream last night. We're looking at 10 people. So, who are those 10? I have no idea. Will we even find 10? I have no idea. It happens to be a celebration. It'll happen to be my 65th birthday. And we're going to just chill. We're going to have fun. We're going to probably go into town on Friday night because Floyd is just a real center of activity and artistic endeavor. There's bluegrass music on the street level. We're just going to have a lot of fun. Now, will there be education? I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yes, I'm going to include some ideas about healing the wounded child, minimizing your bullshit, getting past our mental, emotional, and physical blockage. So I have some thoughts. I have some ideas. And I figured they're healthy notions. And we can bring that into enterprise. We can share that knowledge together. We can have roundtable discussion. I'm not here to posture myself in some kind of pretentious superiority. That's just not where it lives. That's not who I am. It's not how I roll. So I'm giving you information right now that I haven't given before. It's something for consideration. I will be putting out some kind of format, some placards, some information, this whole setup, just so that we know what's so. But I'm giving you some heads up information. It will be limited to 10 people. I'm pretty clear of that because there's just not enough room or accommodation to consider any more than that. And I think that intimacy will be of value. So that's kind of where we are right now, this morning. That's where I'm at. So, if you want to consider it, cool. It's going to be, I'm figuring, we're just on April 21st. We got, let's see, April, May, June, July. So, 1, 2, we're looking at 3 months from now. So that's plenty of time for consideration. A camp out in the Blue Ridge Mountains. What a concept. So, that's all there is on that subject. Let's move on. Now, a lot of people have been curious about what's going on, what happened, am I okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's good. As a matter of fact, everything's really good with Lisa too. And I'm really excited for her. I'm really happy for her because she's had a shift in her experience over in back in Illinois. People are treating her with more dignity, respect, and authenticity, and not just shitting on her and taking for granted and beating her up. For this, I'm grateful. I was willing to lay my head on the chopping block to allow this to happen. Now, I had a different dream. We had different ideas. It played itself out just the way it was supposed to. No problem, no worries. She's better, I'm better, kids are better, everybody's happier, it's all good. No worries. So, no worries. Don't worry about me. I'm a big boy, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I couldn't be in a better shape. I'm going to hang out here with Nancy for, a week plus. And then when I bail out of here, I'm going to head north a little bit. There's a couple of homies I'd like to check out if I can, around Pittsburgh, up in Ohio. I'm going to actually deliver Lisa's belongings because she left some clothes that were hers and the kids and a couple of things. So I've got it all packed up, washed and stacked and packed in my car. Just see if we can do a hookup along the way before I head back into Oriontown. So, one day at a time. This is what is happening. I'm a happy camper. I am. A lot of lessons are being given to us every day. And I mean everybody in every way. No one's exclusive from this. It's a process. And if you think you got it all figured out, you might want to reconsider what you think you got figured out. Because life is just life. And it offers us and presents itself with so many different options. Sometimes it's not real pretty. It can actually be like difficult and a struggle. Doesn't have to be, but it can be. But this too shall pass. It's all temporary. If we don't take it too serious, too personal, and get too delved into it, investing in it, we might learn the lesson faster and get past it. Otherwise, it might take a little more time. It might cost us a higher price. But that's just process, process, process. Art, like life, it's simply process. So can we improve ourselves? Absolutely. Can we get past ourselves? Unconditionally. But more importantly, are we willing to give ourselves permission to get out of our way? That is the more important question. Can we give ourselves permission to get out of our own way? I practice this. Practice, 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 process, process, process. And I'm pretty good at it. I don't claim anything, but I can get past shit pretty quick. I can get over myself pretty quick. I can do, a little lick a wound and boo-hoo and poor me and all that shit, but that's a blink of an eye. I don't dwell on it. I don't make a career out of it. I don't want to make an art project out of it, because I realize in my experience it's just a waste of time, and the sooner I get past it and over it, the better life is. It just moves. Turn the tragedy into a comedy, see the humor in it, and recognize that you're not limited to what your conception of that process is. Whatever you conceive, you believe, you achieve. So if you look at the worst aspects and the negative side, guess what you're going to get? All of that. You'll manifest it in big, fat, large forms. But if you want to be happy, healthy, and moving in through a higher dimensional form, well, think about that. Try that one on. See how it fits. It's all that really matters. It's just like, does this shoe fit? Does it feel good? You're going to wear it, and where you're going to walk to with it. That's how it works. And again, I don't have it all figured out. I'm just willing to process. It's just a giant art project to me. It's just practitionering. It's practicing the process. It's all it ever is, all it ever was, all it ever will be. It's always about being here now. Eleanor Roosevelt, that she kind of said it. I always thought it was a brilliant quote. Past is history, the future is a mystery. This moment now is a gift, which is why we call it the present. Now, I think that's a pretty profound little statement right there. Another one's from Lao Tzu, who wrote the I Ching, and it is, do you have the patience to let your mud settle until the water is clear and the right action appears on its own? Do you have the patience to let your mud settle until the water is clear and the right action appears on its own? Now, the first time I read that, I went, wow. Now, I think I want to remember that one. I want to repeat that one. I want to mantra that one. And I've learned to do a lot of mantras. It's a beautiful day to be alive. That's a mantra. It just is. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Mantras, chants, channeling. It's all relative. I don't care if you're doing yoga poses. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you think about, you bring about. It's all a part of the process. So, if you're not happy with your life, look at why you're not happy with your life. If you want to make something change your mind. Think about that. If your world looks like shit and you're living in a shit storm, well, you might want to look at how that occurred and why, and how you can change it. It's up to you. You can change anything in the blink of an eye. It is all possible. It's amazing how quickly things can change when you change your mind. It just is. It's amazing. And everybody wants a little bit of a boo-hoo, that's just human, You want to feel sorry for yourself, lick your wounds, feel like, oh man, I'm being shit on, I'm a victim, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants that little comfort zone. There's just a, cuddly aspect, and, we may turn to, a crying, fit. We may turn to chili dogs and pizza. Binging on bullshit movies or television shows. Personally, recently, I went to cigarettes and alcohol just because they're old friends. Now, was I going to stay there? No. But I went there. I did. The layers of bullshit that I was facing were getting so deep and so excessive that I just turned to some of my oldest, dearest friends. People that never abandoned me, always hung out with me, never questioned me, and always allowed me. Cigarettes and alcohol. Is that a healthy choice? I don't know. It was just a choice. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about that. They can judge it all they want. I don't care. But I'm all done. You see, I knew it was temporary. I had no problem with it. Even Nancy, when I got over to her house in Roanoke, I had taken my coat off and I went out and I was on the phone. And I'd been smoking in my van for a couple of days because I'd been on the road. It reeked. My coat, it reeked, you know, and so I came back in looking for my coat because I needed to get something out of my coat, and I couldn't find my coat anywhere. And, you know, the guy who was living there, you know, he's like, he's in the shower and whatnot. Hey, man, you know where my coat went? You know, oh, Nancy put it outside. Oh, really? So I went outside because it stunk up the house. I know this one. I know how this one works. And I was okay with that. But I washed all those clothes this morning. The cigarettes were gone as of yesterday. The alcohol's all gone. It's all done. Just like that. Just what I needed to do. Now, am I a bad person because I chose that? I don't think so. It was just a choice. I exercised my choices. That's all. Ooh, I hear another car coming. Wonder who this is. Hello. More visitors. Ha ha, this is great. People coming down to see Grandma. Nancy's a beautiful piece, and I just really appreciate Nancy. Now, if anybody doesn't know who Nancy is, Nancy gave me a shout out when I was in Huntsville, Alabama. You know, I was doing what I'm doing now. It was the WEEDU Wander series, so I was in that form, in that time frame. And so I was making it clear where I was, what I was doing, where I was going, who I was seeing next, and, you know, all that. And so in that process, ooh, another car. Man, massive visitors. Wow. Popularity contest going on today. So anyway, Nancy gives me this shout out, and she says, oh, dude, you know, I see that you're like 363.3 miles away. You know, any chance we can hook up and da-da-da? And I thought, well, that's hilarious. I mean, you know, by putting in 363.3 miles, I knew this woman had a sense of humor. I said, well, sure, why not? Like, you know, what do you have in mind? So we hooked up in Charlotte. I went there to visit Tony Hill. He was next on my schedule, and he was busy with a yoga training weekend and all that, and so it was just perfect. Nancy came down from Virginia to Charlotte and met me there in Charlotte, and she paid for hotel rooms for 2 nights, paid for our food and whatnot. She just wanted a couple of day break, and she just wanted to hang, and we just became buds, just big time. That's when I met Christy Wells, who was the front desk person at one of the places we stayed, and we just engaged her. And so if you don't know who Nancy is, you can go back in the catalog. She was in the WEEDU Wanders, and I think the title of that particular video was Sharing Urine Therapy with Strangers or something. I think that was the title. And she also was with Linda Maris and Rosalind Hanson when I did the Oracle Live on organic gardening with urine. So if you don't know who Nancy is, that's Nancy. And Nancy's going to join me again on Oracle's Live because we're going to talk about the retreat. We're going to talk about all that. So she's going to be coming into the frame here pretty quick, pretty soon, somewhere in the weeks to come. We're going to have that discussion. So I want you to get to know Nancy. She is an awesome human being. Somebody I really appreciate, somebody I really love, care for, you know, many. Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, the guy I'm talking to now, Jeffrey Schoenfeld, man, wait till you meet Jeffrey, okay? He'll be on May 8th of May. He's coming in. Monica Schute's coming in on May 1st, May Day. Next week is Danielle Audrey Graham. You know, this woman overcame MS. I met her at the symposium. These are people you want to understand because they are bringing you healing energy, love light energy, transformational energy, and they're just people doing life. And how did they change it all? They started drinking their pee, man. How hard is this? Not hard. They started drinking their pee and healing their lives, changing their whole circumstance, up against all odds, and changing things around. Now, how cool is that? To me, that's way cool. That's just way cool. So I'm honored. I'm privileged. I'm humbled by the fact that people are willing to join me, to participate with me, and share their raw stories. That shit is power. That's the way I view it. That shit is power. So I am grateful. So as I sit up here on the Blue Ridge Mountains today, I'm just sending you all love. That's all. Just sending you love. And like I said right at the beginning of the broadcast, I can't even see the screen. It's just a mirror to me. So any comments you're doing, even little parts that likes, or I can't see a thing. It's just a mirror to me. It's just a reflective screen right now. So that's the way it is. But I figured this was the best way to do the broadcast today, because this is how I can get a signal. Sitting up here on the top of the mountain in the Blue Ridge, sharing with you what's on my mind this morning. And I think I've kind of covered everything I want to cover. This particular chair I'm sitting in cuts off a bit of my circulation. My butt's getting numb. I'm holding this thing on a selfie stick. My hand's getting numb. I'm becoming a numbnut. So I think I'm just going to wrap it all up, and call it good for today. I will be back on Tuesday to do the Orinoco Live. And we'll be doing that with Danielle, Audrey Graham. And she's going to be joining me from Alabama. And if you don't know Audrey, Danielle Audrey Graham, you're about to meet a dynamic woman. This woman was a kickboxer who ended up with MS. And talk about debilitating. But she is resurrecting like a phoenix. She's awesome. So please join me. I hope you do. I love you all dearly. I really do. Thanks for just spending some time with me and hanging out with me on the mountaintop. I hope everybody's having a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. Always remember to keep your peace together. Don't forget about the symposium. That's in September 21st, 2nd, and 3rd. Go to waterlifesymposium.com. It's a real pleasure to get together and have a group hug with people. So it's something I always welcome people to consider. And there's only, let's see, there's one. Oh, I know what it is. Boom! Ha! You've just been loved. Enjoy your day. Be happy. Be healthy. Love you dearly. Now I'm going to see if I can actually find the button to stop that.